Let's solve one problem regarding this cost of calculating the cost of the jobs. Okay, so the question is on the right side, and I'll be solving it on the left side. So the question is about Don Lieberman Associates uses job order costing. Okay, so each job will be costing to capture the cost of its. Okay, let me zoom out a little bit so that you can see it completely. Okay. So cost of its audit jobs. Okay. So it's an auditing firm. There were no audit jobs in process at the beginning of the November. So at the beginning of November, no audit jobs. Okay. So now let us see. There are three jobs, right? So I'll just as it is, I'll copy this. Let's see if it can copy. Otherwise, I'll have to type it. Yeah, I'll type it. Direct material cost and auditor labor cost, auditor hours. So the jobs are Lynn jobs, Brian and Mike. Okay. So in the Lynn, we have 600, 400, 200, and here I have 5,400, 6600, and 3375. So let's assign the dollar sign for them. Okay. So now I got this one. Then auditor hours. Okay. So 72 hours, 88 hours, and 45 hours. So this is the hours mentioned. So the overhead costs are applied to jobs on the basis of auditor hours, and the predetermined overhead rate is $50 per auditor hour. Okay, so overhead cost. So that will be 50. So multiply the number of hours by 50. So we'll get the cost here. So again, let's match it to dollars here. Next, the link job is the only incomplete job. Okay, so this is the incomplete job. Anyway, that information will come later. Just look at this first question. Determine the cost of each job. So, what is the cost of a job? Okay, it's a three cost: direct material cost, then labor cost, and overhead cost. If you add these three costs, then you will get the job cost. Okay, so cost of job. So that will be nothing but this 600 plus this one plus this one. So 9,600 is the cost of link job, cost of brand job is 11,400, and cost of mic job is 5,825. So that is the answer for the first question. Determine the cost of each job. Next, indicate the balance of service contract in process account at the end of the November. Okay, so now uh, at the beginning of the November, there are here it said there are no audit jobs in progress. Okay, so here let me write jobs in progress, November 1st. So that was zero. Okay, so here I think this I'll make it like a small statement here. Okay, so let's call this statement as what shall we call it? Process account, service contracts. Okay, so cost of job statement. So let's call this as a statement. So in that the first entry will be, so let me reduce the length of this a little bit. Yeah. So in the first entry will be jobs in progress on November 1st. So that is zero. So the jobs in progress on November 1st is $0. Next, uh, material cost. So there was no initial inventory of the material. So material cost will be, I'll add all of this. Yes, so this three I will add. Yes, sum of all three. I get the material cost of 1200. Then labor cost. So labor cost, again, I will just take the sum of the next row. Okay, so this three, I get the total labor cost. I'm sorry, auditor labor cost. Actually, it's a labor cost. Then overhead. Now here the here the total of this overhead cost is what? Okay, so let's see if I take the sum. So this is the total of the overhead cost. So that is coming to 10,250. But it is clearly mentioned here the actual overhead for the month was 11,000. So that means this particular overheads 11,000 might be because of the some other cost like manager salary or something like that, or depreciation or whatever. So here don't take this one, we'll take the actual overhead cost because the data is directly given. Okay, so 11,000 is the actual overhead cost. Now what is the total cost? Okay, so here I will add them. So here let's call it total jobs cost is here. Indicate the balance of service contracts in process account at the end of the November. Now, uh, jobs in progress November 30, 38. So what is jobs in progress at the end of the November? That is only this link job is pending. Okay, so therefore 9600 is the cost of jobs which are in progress. So ending balance of operating overhead account for the November. Okay. So operating overhead. Okay. So here if you see the total overhead is this one, ending balance of operating overhead account. Okay. So what here it is, see the overhead costs are applied to jobs on the basis of auditor hours, and predetermined overhead rate is $50 per auditor hour. Okay. So here operating overhead ending balance. So this, I am assuming this will be nothing but uh, the actual overhead cost minus the cost of all the jobs. Okay, so that just now we calculated sum. So this one, not this one. Sorry, the overhead cost B6 to D6, not the 8, B6 to D6. This is B14. Sorry. So $750 is the operating overhead, that is ending balance. Okay. So normally this entire amount has to be allocated to the auditor hours. So the assumption is so maybe some more auditor hours will happen and then this 750 will be allocated to lean job and that will be done. So now this is the Excel. So here we have to just mention the answers properly. So because determine the cost of each job. So the cost of each job is mentioned here. Okay, so let's write the answers. So A, cost of each job. So here nothing but So just for the ease of correction, so I'm just once again copying it here. So these are our final answers. So equal to next B. Indicate the balance. Okay, so balance of service contracts in process. Service contracts are nothing but jobs in process. So this is nothing but this one because only the link job was pending. Okay, so is in process. C part, ending balance of operating overhead. So this is nothing but equal to 750. So these are your final answers for this question. So let's slightly improve the format of this. Okay, so I'll just go to full screen. This row I'll delete and then I'll give a line at the top. Slightly some color here. Cost of job statement. So I think up to here is one. So double line at the bottom. Okay, so anyway, this is also fine. Jobs in progress. So I'll match this and then center this. Material cost, auditor labor cost, overhead cost, and total jobs cost. So this is the total. I think I'll just paste it here and then match it with this so that the clients will come to this. And then, okay, so this zero, this one. And these are the final answers. Okay, so let me make a box for this. Okay, so with this we completed the first question. So let's see you in the next video for the other questions. Thank you.